Welcome to tonight's Tilton Talk show, sponsored by the Yellow Group. Well, the games are coming in thick and fast as Blues chalk up an impressive win away at Allen Road. Seems as though the players have pulled their socks up since the defeat at home to Oxford, which saw Blues exit from the League Cup. Tomorrow sees Blues on the travels. This time it's away at Wigan, and then the first of the derby days at St Andrews on Saturday as the Dingle family comes to town. Blues ladies make it through to the semis, and the dreaded bungee jump is edging ever closer. I've done a bit of rearranging so our very own voice of reason could be the first to take the plunge at the forthcoming Sunshine Smile event, and then it will be off to the moors for the long-awaited return of Karen Carney, but this time not in a blue shirt. New additions to the squad have settled a few people's moans down, and tonight we're going to be advocating that all social media groups come together for just one cause, and that is, of course, Birmingham City. Last week's show with Tom Ross reached an audience in excess of 12,500 people. We've come a long way since our first 4 listeners when we first kicked this off. Once again, strap yourselves in and get ready for the ride. It's just another week in the life of a blues fan. Good. Welcome to the Tilton Talk show. The sky is blue. It's been a beautiful day out there. And our honoured guest in the studio tonight, Mr. Gabriel Sutton. Welcome to you, my friend.
Good evening.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay, you've just had the clap off, Chris. And of course, the one and only Mr. Voice of All Reason, Mr. Pugh.
Good evening.
How are you?
Well, thank you.
Good week?
Not bad, yeah.
And the man on the buttons, Mr. Brown.
Good evening. Can I just say there'll be a slight delay on Facebook, but we'll be there in a few minutes. There you go.
Okay, as we start the show off then tonight, we offer our condolences to Gabriel and, of course, your family for the recent loss of your father. We genuinely feel your pain at this time, and we hope that next Wednesday goes very smoothly for you. We know it's a sad time, and we do appreciate you coming in during this period, my friend.
Thank you. I mean, he was a really keen listener to the show.
Yes.
He was a really loyal Blues fan, so he'll be sadly missed.
Absolutely. And also condolences to the family and friends of Daniel Atkinson, who sadly lost his life last night during a police incident in Telford. Obviously, it's not for us to speculate what went on down there, but, for all involved in that, we do send our condolences to everybody concerned. Right, okay, on with the show. Last week's show with Tom Ross hit an audience of over 12,500 people. Can you believe that, Mr. Pugh?
It's all right, isn't it? It's not bad, not bad figure.
It's not bad, is it?
We're on our way up.
It's not bad.
Don't get too enthusiastic.
No.
Chris.
So you don't want to get too carried on.
No.
Well, tonight's show with Gabriel and Mr. Pugh will reach even more, probably. Even more, ladies and gents.
We're more high profile.
Yeah. The people want to hear what we say, not Tom.
What a cracking show, though. What a nice guy as well.
It was a good show,
all round thoroughly enjoyed. He seemed to just be so relaxed and just enjoyed it and carried on.
Yeah, he's got plenty of stories to tell. I think, as we showed, I think we could have got another 2 hours out of
easily.
The questions that we got. I look back at the questions afterwards. There were a few questions coming in that we didn't get round to, and stories you could have got to. So I think it's very good value for the hour and a half.
Well, once again on the way in tonight, it was 78 minutes before Birmingham City got a mention on Radio West Midlands, and no callers up until the point where they went off air.
Yeah, them down the road had won, hadn't they? So
well, there is this,
jubilation hour.
Big win against Rotherham, I suppose, wasn't it? Yeah.
When you beat the footballing powerhouse of Rotherham, then you've got to dedicate as much of the show as possible to it, I suppose.
But they've got Huddersfield tomorrow. Huddersfield have spent a few quid as well, so
won 2 out of 2 as well. So they had a really good start.
I fancy Huddersfield to make the top 6 this year. I really do. I said that.
Do you fancy Huddersfield to win tomorrow night, though?
I do, yeah.
Yep, good.
I said before the start of the season that I think they're going to be a real threat this season.
Yeah. Obviously, David Wagner, the manager's brought that German mentality into him. I think he's brought a guy I like, Elias Kachunga, front as well, from the Bundesliga. I think that mentality and that work ethic it will. I think you're right. I think they'll surprise a few teams as they did Newcastle at the weekend. So.
And
It's
Newcastle,
whether they can maintain it for the whole season. But
is it Newcastle and Leeds bottom two.
yeah,
It's incredible. I know it's only 2 games in. I know it's only 2 games in, but when you think that those 2 teams, do beg your pardon, Blackburn at the absolute bottom,
yeah,
and then it's Preston, then Leeds, Preston, Newcastle, Burton, Albion, Rotherham, Derby down there as well. They're having a torrid time at the moment as well.
It's a funny one, isn't it? Because apart from Brighton, none of the actual so-called favourites have started particularly well this season.
It's a long haul, though, isn't it?
Looked okay first game of the season, but that's Blackburn. I don't think Blackburn are going to. I think Blackburn are going to struggle this year. So that might have been a one-off, but but we'll see. But I think Norwich will be strong, and I do think Newcastle should have enough to get that top 6. But
Just scare me though the amount of money the other 2 Midlands teams are spending at the moment. I know that we brought in 2 players, and we're obviously certainly in a better position than we have been for many years. But they're spending millions. Doesn't make it though, does it?
no, it doesn't guarantee you success. As you said, they've spent awful lot of money on McCormack. I think that guarantees you goals, but he got goals for Fulham and they nearly went down last year. So Chester's a good signing, I think, from West Brom. But again, that's £9 million. So.
Yep.
It's an interesting point about McCormack, isn't it? Because I know some Fulham fans would say that yes, he was a great goal scorer, but does he actually fit into the system? Because he can't play on his own at top. So it's interesting to see how he'll fit in.
And of course, we don't mind talking about the likes of Chester and McCormack now because, of course, they are a championship team, and we'd just like to remind them of that. They are a championship team, ladies and gentlemen. A championship team, yes. So we're allowed to talk about them now, but we're still not allowed to use the word.
No,
the word.
Heaven forbid.
So an interesting start to the football season. I watched on Channel 5. By the time I got round to watching, I think it was about knocking on for 5 o'clock in the morning. And we got our average 30 seconds again, right at the end of the programme, which was really nice. Very poor crowd at Leeds.
Yeah. It was the ticket prices, I'd imagine.
Well, the ticket prices are something we're going to cover tonight because there's been a lot of people complaining about the cost of away tickets. And I think, you've got to credit the likes of, is it Charlton who have done £20? Was it Charlton?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember now, somebody will correct me in a minute. But one of the teams have said £20 for every away game.
Yeah.
Might be Reading.
I think the Premier League are all doing it, aren't they? I don't think people aren't going to pay over 30, is it?
But to pay £42 to get in and see Leeds, £37 or is an extra £5 on the day. What's this extra £5 for? What's that £5 to cover? Really? You've got to have people on the gate anyway. Why inflate the price by another £5 when you get there?
And when you consider the cost for football fans going to games as well, I mean, travelling from Birmingham to Leeds, that's not going to be cheap either.
No, it's a fair way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. It's but people will pay it. Unfortunately, Leeds is a funny one because they'll always have a hardcore set of fans that will go, but they're certainly not filling the ground like they used to.
Not at all.
I think that's with them being in the doldrums for so long now, and this is what teams like Villa have got to be concerned about, because if they don't bounce straight back up, they had 33,000 there at the weekend against Rotherham, but if they don't go straight back up and they spend 2 or 3 years in this league, then they're not going to get anywhere near 33. The attendances are just going to drop.
Yeah.
Hang on.
There we are. I don't know what Brown is doing right now.
I don't know.
Put your headphones back on, man.
Oh,
I think we're live on Facebook again, so hello to all our Facebook viewers. The game then against Leeds on Saturday, I've seen in the newspapers, I obviously couldn't go because I was working, seen in the newspapers that the ratings were 8s and 9s for our players, which is incredible. Kujak had a little bit of a slip. Hey, it's going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah.
But to get those 2 goals, and the one was really scrappy, but I'll take any dirty win any time this football season to assure those 40 points. And I think that's got to be the first priority. Yeah. We're a 10th of the way already, 2 games in.
Yeah, I would say the fact Rowett only made one substitution for, was it one for the whole 90 minutes? Was it, or it was quite a considerable way at least?
Yeah.
He was obviously we had the players on the bench, the new players, more attacking players on the bench, but it shows how much we were in control of the game that he didn't feel it necessary to use them.
And no panic to bring Adams or Stewart on. So maybe. Well, if I think he's definitely said that they're in contention for tomorrow night's game up at Wigan. You going, by the way? No, probably nor I. Even though it's halfway, I'm halfway there already. It's the work thing, isn't it? Dreaded. Oh no. Of course, I do a pub quiz on a Tuesday nights now as well. So.
The thing is, we never win at Wigan anyway.
Let's hang on there. Tomorrow, is that going to be different?
I don't know. It's tough because they've just come back up. I think, how did they get on in the first game?
I think they lost 2-1 at Bristol City.
Bristol City, yeah. But at the weekend they had a really good win at home against Blackburn, which will have boosted their confidence a lot. And it's only 3 days later they're playing at home again, so I think they'll be flying. I think first goal is important. If we can get the first goal and try and control the game like we did against Leeds, then I don't see why we couldn't come away with the win. But I think that first goal is massive.
Currently sitting in 10th with 3 points, so one win out of that. So
I think Wiltshire looks a good player from the highlights.
Yeah, he played well last year as well, and obviously the enigma that is Will Grigg at the moment. You got to make sure that the crowd aren't singing for him at the end of the day. But I think the performance against Leeds should have given us a lot of confidence. So.
Certainly a better performance than the Oxford game. People will go away from that one saying, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And the moaners and the doubters were out there in force on social media.
Well, I was actually at the Oxford game, and I actually thought we got in some decent positions, but our shooting just wasn't
right.
That was the main problem for me.
But that's been a problem, for a long time now, hasn't it?
Especially at home. We had this at the start of last season as well, where we were picking up wins, scoring goals away from home, but we weren't struggling to break teams down at home, and it's started the same again this season. The 0-0 in the pre-season friendly, and then 0-0 against Cardiff, and then losing.
I don't think the 0-0 draw was too bad a deal against Cardiff. To be honest with you.
I think the frustration for fans. The majority of fans, just under 1,000 went to Leeds, didn't they?
Yes.
So just under 1,000 actually saw live what this team is capable of, whereas 19,000 go at home to Cardiff and then 7,000 or 8,000 at home to Oxford. These are the games that most of the fans are watching, and we are struggling to break teams down at home.
Interjection.
Can I do a quick catch up on
of course you can.
chats? Right, okay, we'll go to Evening says ELO. Evening Gabriel, great write-ups, all the teams in the football lab, of all the teams in the football lab. Good luck with your predictions. ELO says there will be more at a bungee jump shouting, push him. All right, okay, yeah.
There'll be more shouting, don't tie him in.
Laura said, I honestly think Blues will be good. Such a strong midfield. We need to keep scoring goals. There will be more at the bungee jump shouting, push him, he said again. Per crowd, it was over 31,000. Is this regarding Leeds?
No, this would be B6.
Or B6.
I
right. Yes, it was. It was 33,
I think
33,000 it was. Yeah. Has Mr. Fun got some bicycle clips for the bungee jump?
What's this about, bungee jump?
I don't know.
Well, there's your sponsor forms, my friend. So there you go. I'll present them to you now live on air and on Facebook, of course.
What's this? Sponsor forms?
Yes, we've got to get 40,000 sponsors.
Well, I'm going to struggle to get 10. I'll be completely honest. So.
We'll help.
We are.
I'm sure people listening and watching will sponsor you. You can bet your life when Leeds come to us, it will be 20s plenty.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I think Blues might sort of reciprocate that.
I think that's. I'm not so sure about that. It's a bit petty. That is. I think. You set your limits. If they want to be funny about it, let them be funny about it. But
it just prevents people from going though, Chris.
Yeah, exactly.
Thousand travelled.
Let Leeds fans come. Make something of it. But I think I think Leeds fans, I don't know about you, I think Leeds fans will come if it's £10 or £40.
I
That's just their away following.
It is
I
a
was
good
just
away
about
day,
to say
isn't it?
they've got an amazing away
Yeah.
following, you know, whenever I've seen them play.
They'll watch the grass grow, won't they? A bit like Newcastle. And
Yeah.
no, I was on about Leeds. It was sarcasm. So Channel K. Okay, didn't work.
Is that it? Any more?
That's it. That's it. That's
Okay.
I see Blues getting a positive result.
Oh
tomorrow
from Blue Hobber against
I
Wigan.
like to see Blue Hobber being positive, to be perfectly honest.
It's good,
with you.
yeah.
It's good. It's all good. All good. Okay, let's catch up with our ladies and know what's been going on this last week or so.
No game this week. Obviously, last week we briefly touched on the quarter-final win.
Yes.
So the semi-final is away at London Bees, Saturday the 3rd of September.
Is that at Underhill?
The Hive, it is
yeah.
now, yeah, Barnett's ground, yeah. So that's been confirmed Saturday the 3rd.
Is that for the semi-final?
It's for the semi-final.
Now, the
yeah.
coach tickets for £16, but you don't pay until the coach is full. I didn't quite understand where Tracy was coming from with that last bit of the message.
Is this for the official supporters club? Or?
Yes, I would have thought so. £16 for the coach to travel down to the semi-final.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And that's not bad, all the way down to London and back.
Yeah.
And then the Man City Arsenal semi-finals on the Sunday. So
Yeah, that's going to be quite an interesting one, isn't it?
yeah. Well, hopefully we'll win the semi-final and we can sit back on Sunday and see which one.
Should we get through that semi-final, who would you prefer to take on?
Which leg would you rather chop off?
You're right one, to be honest with you.
There's some. I think
you a
there'd
skipping
be,
rope just for the fun of it.
yeah. I think there'd be something quite unique and special about playing Man City at Man City in the final. You know, if you could guarantee winning, I think it'd be really sweet to beat Man City at their own ground in the final. We've played Arsenal twice or three times in the final of this competition and lost them. So equally, if we played them and beat them, that would be sweet as well.
£12 for members now, apparently. Said Blues ladies.
Okay.
£12 for members now. Okay,
For
that's
the coach.
cracking. That's
Brilliant.
brilliant.
Yeah.
But it would be
That's
nice.
no,
It would-
that's not a bad price.
It would be nice to get
Is that
quite a few fans down to that.
Sorry, Blues ladies. Is that to travel from the Moors?
Right, okay.
Where's the pickup for it? So
Yeah.
we could get that out there.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris.
It would be nice to it would be nice to take a few Blues fans down to that. You know, yes, we're up against the WSL2 side, so we are going to be favourites to qualify. But they've beat Chelsea at that ground in the last 16 stage.
Yeah, never underestimate the old underdog. Eh?
Yeah, they're at home. So if we can take as many down as possible and get behind.
And
get
the date
behind
again
Blues.
is
Saturday the 3rd of September.
Saturday the 3rd of September.
I think that's an international week. I could be wrong, but I think that's international week.
Okay.
So there wouldn't be any. If that's the case, there wouldn't be any Blues men fixtures to clash with it.
And while we're on the subject of the ladies, obviously Karen Carney's return is a week on Sunday.
Yeah,
Just
2
after
weeks
the
yesterday.
Yeah, just after the bungee jump. So what I've done is I've done some rearranging, and you're first on the bungee jump. I'm
So
afraid.
so kind of you.
Do
Yeah.
you know, Chris? I know we do need somebody to test out this elastic. You know?
Well, yeah. Who better? Who better? Who better to test it?
Make sure your underpants are the right colour.
Yeah.
And then some of us from the Tilton Talk show will be heading off down to Solihull Moors just after that. So you've two great things going on that day. One is the Sunshine Smiles event, and the other is obviously Blues versus Chelsea. At Solihull Moors.
I've got a feeling somebody might check that. Want to check that, but I've got a feeling the kick-off time has been moved.
Earlier or
don't
later?
think later.
Ooh,
So I don't think it's 2:00 anymore.
All right.
that
I've got a
interests
funny
me.
feeling it's 3:15.
That might be even better.
Which
Because
would
we've got to
give
get
us
from
more
Kings Norton
time.
over to Solihull, haven't we?
Yeah.
Give us more time to stay with Charlie and the crew.
Yeah. And then if they could come down afterwards, I don't know how long the event's going on for.
Till
but-
5, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to sponsor Chris Pugh, get in touch.
Right, okay.
Can I just say quickly?
Yeah, you can just
you
say
know,
it
like
quick,
when
whatever you want,
some photographs get pixelated for certain reasons.
Yes.
Your face, just your face,
Yeah.
on this screen is pixelated.
Brilliant.
It's all blurry.
Well, all the time.
Nobody else.
Looks
all the
better that
time.
way.
Yours
Censorship.
Okay, yours okay.
Censorship.
All the time.
You're just all blurry.
Am I? All the time?
It's weird, yeah.
That's brilliant.
Censorship
Move over
issues.
there.
I don't like having my photograph taken.
I'll see what happens when it comes out later, because it's about
Great,
two or three. I know, yeah. I just thought I'd let you know.
Is it all right now?
Yeah, carry on.
Okay. It's the microphone then,
Yeah,
causing
yeah.
some my shield of interference. Yeah, so we're looking forward to the Sunshine Smiles event.
3:15, sorry, 3:15.
3:15
Yeah,
kickoff. Thanks,
that's
Blues
good.
ladies. That's excellent. Well done for that. So we're looking forward to the Sunshine Smiles event.
Karen was there. Connie was there at the last game, the home game.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was commentating, wasn't she? Yeah.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be
Doing a
one.
bit of commentary. Yeah. And are you nervous about the jump? It's now only
About the jump?
It's now only it's less than 2 weeks away. So you're quite happy. Is it 300 feet?
No idea.
I think so. I think it's a large one. I
It's
think it's a big
300
one.
feet. It's 300 feet.
I think it's a big one.
It's fine.
You're not bothered in the slightest.
No.
I'd
Well,
Putting on a brave face.
it is what it is.
Would you do it, Chris?
No.
No.
At the end of the day, you get up to the top
No
and you jump,
way.
and whatever happens. At the end of the day.
I just hope they've lowered the ground enough underneath you.
Well, yeah, be nice.
Yeah. So then what is it? Half an hour then to hop over to Solihull Moors, isn't it? from there?
yeah,
So-
about that, yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to that. Right. Okay. I don't think we can say with the way we played at Leeds that we've set a pattern yet. But it would be nice that if we could just go out tomorrow night, Wigan away, and do exactly the same again.
Well, I think we need to stifle them, because I think Leeds and Monk have had sort of a bit of a possession-based style of play, and I think we tend to be better when we allow teams to have the ball. And I think Magoma, from what Rout said, Magoma had a great game, and I think when he's got space to run in behind, he can be a real threat for us.
Magoma's someone that I've thought before could play centrally, maybe behind the striker, because like you say, he has got that trickery and that pace that he can get in behind, but that then leaves the left wing a bit vacant. But he's certainly someone that could, unlock teams away from home. He scored plenty of goals.
Just on the left wing, I think, is anyone surprised that he's not actually signed a left-footed player? Because we don't have many in the squad, and I think that's left us a bit short in terms of width on.
I'm
the
left-footed.
side.
Yeah.
No, I'm just making the statement that I'm left-footed. That's all. What about yourself?
No, I'm right.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll give Rout your number.
I don't think he'd want to.
No,
I don't think he'd
don't
want
do
to.
that. I'm right-footed.
You're right-footed. Chris, if you had to kick a football at your age, what foot would you kick it with?
I played up until I was 44.
There you
go.
Okay, left or
Not
right?
very well, like plenty play.
Left or right-footed? What's it?
Right-footed.
Sabutio. Yeah. Sabutio.
In a pub.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But yes, that's quite weird that I'm right-handed, left-footed, and yet I eat
Yeah.
left-handed. There we
Yeah,
go.
I'm
the
actually,
show.
I'm actually southpaw. I was a boxer as well. So
Oh,
I was
yeah.
a boxer.
So would you?
I'm right-handed.
I'd have to. I could. Yeah, both. Yeah, I could jab with the both, but I don't fight. I don't like fighting. I don't like violence. Anyway,
It's not for girls. Not for girls.
yeah, it'd be nice to see. If we could settle into a pattern and get that team settled. I think the two new additions. I think having those options on the bench have perhaps G'd up the options on the park a little bit.
Yeah, well, if the signings, obviously he's been looking at them for quite a while by all accounts, so they are gonna threaten the people in possession of the shirts at the moment. Adams probably direct replacement for Donaldson, so Donaldson's got to think about his position, and then Stewart possibly up front, but maybe wide of the striker as well. So
That's a good thing. We haven't really had a competition for players.
Yeah. I think the option,
Position, yes.
we said, I think Rowett certainly prefers a smaller, tight-knit squad than the large squads.
Yeah, he's always said he
Yeah.
wouldn't go out and just buy anybody for the buying sake.
10 midfielders
He's
for the
not-
sake of it.
He's not Barry Fry, is he?
But but it is good at the same time to have those options available. Because if Donaldson hasn't scored in the next 4 games, then you have got Adams who can play up top now. So
I mean, I think the thing with Donaldson is that he's often quite good for an hour or so, but then he just sort of tires, and I don't think you can rely on him to play every minute of every game for a whole season.
Yeah.
Certainly, given his age.
How old is he now, Don?
32.
Yeah, early to mid 30s, I think.
What would we give to be 32, Christopher?
Oh, we shall
Right, okay. Predictions for tomorrow night then from yourself, Chris?
I'll take a draw, I think. So
Have you got a pen, Mr.
1-1.
Brown? Immortalise this on the back of my
There you go.
on the back of my notes.
Okay.
Chris Pugh, 1-1. That's Wigan away, yeah.
Yeah.
Gabriel.
I'm afraid I'm going to be pessimistic and
Oh,
say
here he goes.
2-0 to Wigan.
0-2.
No, 2-0, not 0-2.
Oh,
Wigan
yeah, of course,
at
yeah, so many, yeah. Okay, we all make mistakes.
You're trying to give us a 2-0 win.
Mr. Brown.
I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Blues.
Chris Brown, 0-1, and I'm going to go. They're all looking at me with airs of expectation here. 1 to Wigan, 2 to Blues. All right, we're going to get the same score as we did last Saturday.
Okay, I'll take that.
You take that.
Yeah.
Good, marvellous, wonderful. One of the youngster teams of Blues are playing tonight, so I'll keep you updated on the score as that as it comes through. 44 minutes gone. Blues appeal for goal as Rowan stops McFarlane's header on the line from a corner. Linesman referee said not over the line, still 0-0. Right, okay. Good. Blues Wolves. So while we're still kind of on, the... Oh, go on then, Mr. Brown.
No, I was going to say,
ring your bell. You didn't ring your bell.
Slow on the bell there, yeah. If we are shut up. If we're a counter-attacking side, then we will have limited chances. But at Derby last season, we counter-attacked,
Proper.
stifled them, and pretty much dominated the second half.
Great game that was. Great game.
Fantastic.
Great journey.
The performances
Slept
of
all the way
last
back on the
season,
floor.
And we tread all over you.
I didn't care.
1-0 to Blues, said Blue Arbor, same as me.
Right, Blue Hoppers 1-0, yeah.
And if you're watching on Facebook, give us your prediction.
And you can
Don't
see
be
the back
shy.
of Chris Brown's head.
There you go.
Well done to you.
If I go like that, it's in the wall patch.
Derby Day coming up on Saturday. You going to that one, Mr. Bree?
I think I am, yeah. I think I might be
The
going.
Dingles are coming to town. You going?
I'm not going to that one. I'm
You're
at
not going to that
Warsaw.
one? Oh, yeah, okay. And yourself, you'll obviously be working, I take it, yeah?
Oh, well.
I should be travelling down somehow, some way. Hopefully, because I'm working later on in the evening, I'll probably be driving, so that that deters me from partaking in any alcohol whatsoever, ladies and gents. And I have to be compos mentis, so I'll probably drive for this one.
Just going back to the Leeds. Leeds apparently only allocated 1,800 tickets to the Blues supporters.
Only allocated 1,800. We only took 1,000. Yeah.
So slightly
Okay. There's been a goal in the. I think it's the under-23s. Yep, Birmingham City under-23s. Watford hit Blues with the sucker punches. Jakubiak slams when Cogley clearance off the line, rebounds to him via Bernard, 0-1. So we're down 1 on that one. So
John McDonald's gone for a 3-2 win to Blues.
who's that? Sorry,
John McDonald.
Jay McD.
Capo said slap a dingle.
Dingle.
Not very nice.
So John McDonald's was what? Sorry,
3-2.
3-2.
2-3. Yeah.
Yeah.
To Blues. Right.
There we
Okay.
go.
Thank you. Slap a dingle. No, we don't. We can't advocate any of that.
No,
But the ticket prices for that one have now been inflated to £30 a ticket. So we've had. What were the Oxford tickets?
Back
10, I
15.
think.
15. Yeah, 10 quid. It was £10.
I think it was 10.
£10. We've had £25 for the Cardiff, and now it's £30 for Wolves. Why can't they just keep them all the same? Why? I don't know what.
Yeah.
Well, I think Oxford is going to be cheaper than Wolves.
Yeah, look, yes, of course. Early rounds of the cup, by all means, yeah. But you don't know where you are at half the time, do you?
No.
Buy a season ticket.
It wouldn't warrant me to buy a season ticket because I couldn't go to all of the games, and therefore would end up like losing out. But that is the ultimate answer, of course, isn't it? Yeah. But is 30 quid too much for a championship game?
I think it is.
You think?
Yeah.
I think
It's for a family.
Absolutely
It's for a
is.
family. For a family, that's massive.
Yeah. Well, if I take
Massive
three of
Well,
my
I bet
boys,
we get over 20,000.
I think we'll get 20,000.
3, 6,
So-
9, that's what, if three of my lads come, that's 120 quid just to get in.
Yeah.
120 pounds
Yeah.
just to get in.
Yeah.
But if they're going to get 20,000, then they're going to charge it.
Yeah. And that's 5 beers then for you. No beers for them. It all mounts up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
As long as somebody drives, I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care.
Exactly,
Yeah. Got to also say, let me think, where are we now here? No.
While you're looking at that, Dennis has gone for a 2-1 win.
A 2-1 win.
Is that our
Remember that?
sponsor?
Dennis has gone for 2-1.
Dennis,
2-1.
1-2, same as moi. I'll take that.
Apparently he hasn't paid the bill, so he can't get online. So.
Never mind.
It's a harmless chant. I don't do fighting. It's just a funny chant.
Yes, I know it's a...
Needs to be taken lightly.
I do take it lightly.
Yeah.
Take it lightly.
Just slap him when next time he's hungry.
He's getting bigger now.
He's bigger
I'm
now.
not doing it
yeah.
anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. Yeah. So over 20,000. Yeah, it's got to be over 20,000. It's a midday kick-off, is it?
3.
3 o'clock kick-off. I'm surprised the police have let that go to there. To be honest with you.
There hasn't been a lot of trouble with the Wolves. I think the last season's was 3 o'clock as well.
Yeah, it was,
Seems
yeah,
to be
you're right.
more at Wolves.
Wolves is the problem.
Yeah.
The Wolves one will be at 12 o'clock,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, under the underpass.
But our the home games are 3 o'clock. So
I remember being a bit nervous after a Wolves game, trying to avoid the trouble when there was something on. So I think there is a bit of a...
Yeah, you were forcing it.
Yeah, well, that's true.
You like.
I know.
Terrorist, you know. Tell a little terrorist. Something I want to talk about now is social networks. The use of social networks between all our groups. You know, we've got the Tilton Talk show, and there's the Blues Alliance, the Blue Lagoon, the Birmingham City Fan Talk. That's just to name a few. And there just seems to be, I don't know, there seems to be some kind of like them and us disparity going on. And
Yeah, I did say this privately, that
I know
Blues
you did.
fans seem to be made up of a bunch of clans,
Yes,
and none of them particularly liking each other.
and we all sing
Which is a
one
bit
song.
strange.
We all sing the same
We
song
all sing the
for
same
the same
song.
cause. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just something I've detected as well over the last couple of weeks. It just, you know, it's somebody wants to knock somebody for their efforts, and somebody else wants to knock somebody else for their efforts. And
Yeah.
why don't you just join in, and you know, everybody join in on it? And
I suppose in a
go
way
along
it'd be
the
good
ride.
if there wasn't any groups.
Because
There
then
was just
some-
one main.
But then somebody's going to take the credit, aren't they?
But what's credit though?
It's everything to, you know, if people are, you know, tweeting one Twitter account and one social media account or one Facebook group, you know, for them starting it, then everybody else gets upset.
I don't know,
So
I just
if
find it all a
everybody-
little bit. It's kind of a little bit
But
like.
you know, if you know, and I'm sure this has all come about. If one person doesn't like one aspect of the Tilton Alliance, then they'll set their own group up, you know, to do a similar thing, but you know, disparaging the one thing that they don't like about the Tilton Alliance, and then somebody else will do exactly the same, and that's where it all bears from.
Are you
And
affiliated to many of these groups?
I'm affiliated to nobody.
To nobody. Are you on the groups though?
I'm on nothing.
Nothing. No. Okay. Cool.
Acceptable talk. Which is not really a group.
Only by order of being on here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on. I think I'm on most, if not all of them. And I get added to, you know, one or two a week as well, and I'm
Yeah.
quite politely, you know, quite often now I just take myself off those because it's just getting a bit silly. And I just think we need a coming together. Whether it needs something more aspiring on the pitch to bring us together more, I don't know.
I think that's the reality. If we were top by January, if we finish January top, and we're still in the FA Cup, and we've gone out and signed a decent player in January, and we've still got all our players, there'll be 25,000 people at Blues, and the atmosphere will be great. If we're 14th and we've been wishy-washy, and we've sold Gleeson, and we're out of all the cups, then we'll get 15,000, and the atmosphere will be exactly the same as it is. That is the simple reality of modern day football. If you're doing well, then people will come and watch you, and the atmosphere will be better. If you're not doing, especially in this division, if you're not doing well, look, Leeds fans away from home are one of the best sets of supporters there is, but at home they struggle to generate an atmosphere because they're not doing well.
Yeah.
And as much as I'll praise the Tilton Alliance, and I'll praise any group, that wants to generate an atmosphere of some sort. If Tilton Alliance feel that's the way to do it, then good luck to them, and good luck to any group. But if we're 14th, they're not going to generate what they're trying to achieve, because that's football. That's modern day football.
John McDonald said, "Well said." So you got one support.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
No, I think well said as well.
Yeah.
I think,
Thank you, Nick.
Very eloquent, and very well put. To be honest with Mr. Pugh,
And
I totally agree with everything you said as well.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm certainly not gonna dismiss these groups and tell them not to bother, because they're doing what they're trying to achieve is right.
Absolutely,
Is good.
Absolutely.
Palace are good at what they do. They're in the Premier League, and they were in the cup final last year, and they're successful at the moment. 5 years down the line, if they go down and they're in the Championship, 17th, we'll see how good their fan group is.
On the same subject, at the end of the day, the groups are made by people who want to run their own BCFC platform, which is fine. It's people commenting hatred, which is the problem.
Absolutely.
Those people will continue if they didn't.
Or dumbing down, that's another problem, yeah.
If didn't bite back, because that's all the haters want is reaction. So if it's not given, they will leave, said Kappa.
Very well put again.
Yeah. And to get back to bungee jump, you've got a £10 from Blue Harbour, and ELO is just about to put up a load of money as well.
I say.
He doesn't know yet.
Oh, bless him. Is it slightly less than Harbour?
For me, it's all about getting your family and friends to fill the whole ground and back the Blues. We're all Blues fans. We are second to none as away fans, which is true.
I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah.
If you get a family atmosphere and that, and bring your kids, but then you've got the problem. If the ground was full of families, is the atmosphere going to be what the Tilton Alliance want? Or any other fan group want? Because if the fan groups want an away day atmosphere, a stadium full of families isn't going to generate that. It's going to generate a different kind of atmosphere if the ground's full.
The away day's got its own uniqueness, because there's the travelling.
You see, that's a really good point.
That you're on.
That is a really good point. The glamour, if you like, of the away day. Of the away day atmosphere is that you are not playing at home, so it's different. You, like you say, you travel. You're
drinking somebody else's pub.
If you're going to have a drink, I've done it. I know what it's like. You'll start drinking before you even go, and you won't stop drinking until you come back.
I don't do that.
And that's the magic of going away from home and having that kind of atmosphere.
Yeah. I think the other thing is on an away day, you get everyone who goes to an away game is a devoted fan, whereas I think at home games, attendances, like you say, at Leeds might drop because you're not doing well, because you've not got the interest of the fans on the fringes of it who are sort of taking a brief interest but not sure if they want to go. If you're winning games, you're going to get more of those types of fans at the home game.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not being funny. We're a championship side. We've been a championship side for 4 or 5 years now. There's fans when I walk around the ground at 2:00, so an hour before kickoff. There's fans, foreign tourists with selfie sticks. They're not going to generate the kind of atmosphere the Tilton Alliance or other fan groups want.
Another thing
we're a championship side, and we're getting these sorts of fans.
Another thing about away days as well is that you get an allocated section of the football ground where you can
we're all together,
all together,
which is what the Tilton Alliance have done well. Is that they want to congregate together.
And what we've said time and time over is that it's self-generating. You get a throng of people together in one area, and the atmosphere will self-generate itself
in that area. But then if you've got lots of gaps around that area, then that's where it dies.
There wasn't much atmosphere at Port Vale, by the way, when I went to the pre-season.
No. Here's a comment for you to ponder about. The atmosphere died at the Blues around the time we won the Cup and got relegated. The atmosphere was dire in the Premier.
I think the atmosphere was dying before that.
Yeah.
Before the cup. I think my second year as a season ticket holder. My first year was the season we went up. Second year was the first season in the Premier League, and I've never known anything like that. I think Tom Ross mentioned it last week when he come in. Sir Alex Ferguson came when Bruce was still in charge, and he made the point. Sir Alex Ferguson, Man United manager for 25 years, he's been all over Europe, all around the world, managing Man United, and he made the point that when that ground's full, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
I think as well, you look at Dortmund, what they've done in the Champions League. I think the fans had a massive part to play in that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what a full house and a really partisan crowd can do. They've got good players, but that atmosphere, nobody wants to go and play there. Nobody wanted to go and play at Blues back when we first got promoted. Nobody wanted to play Blues at Blues. It was horrible.
Yes.
Night games were
it
was vicious at times, but it was fantastic to be part of. But that was what, 2002, 2003. So it's only 13, 14 years ago. But that just shows how much football's changed in 14 years.
The ticket prices going up, keep fans away, said Stephen BCFC.
It must do, some of them, everyone's got a limited budget, haven't they?
I think so, yeah. You're going about Leeds, and that was a fantastic crowd of 27,000, really, but I think if the prices were cheaper, they'd have 37,000. They'd have 47,000.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And sorry, it wasn't Charlton earlier. Charlton was the one with the letter in the window.
Yeah, that's why I was querying that one. Because I thought that's unusual for them to do anything that the fans would like at the moment.
The Tilton Alliance are a family group. There are about 6 or 7 families now in Block 4, and the kids are getting involved. It's bringing fun back into football.
Which is a good thing, and so it should be. Football is about having fun, Mr. Fun.
Who doesn't like fun? But my point wasn't that the Tilton Alliance don't want the ground to be full of families, but more that a family ground atmosphere. I don't think that would generate the same kind of atmosphere that. I could be wrong. I don't know a great deal about it.
Breaks my heart to go to St Andrews when it's quiet. Breaks my heart to think. When we used to be back. We didn't have the biggest crowds back in the 80s and the 90s, did we?
I've been down there when it was 7,000 or 8,000.
We were
still
noisy.
Been a fantastic
we were
noise.
damn noisy. But we could take air horns in anything you
wanted.
But
how much was it to get in? How much was it to get in?
Exactly.
What were you going for? Were you going for football as an entertainment, or for a day with friends at the football?
Yeah, it was more social gathering.
I think that's where the difference is now. Football audiences now,
No, they're not audience. They're pundits.
Well, there's another thing.
True,
everyone's got an opinion on the game, whereas maybe in the 70s, 80s, they just went to watch. They just went to watch a game of football, but now everybody's a critic, like you say, and it's the entertainment value. The entertainment, the sport now is an entertainment. It's not. The day isn't important. You're paying to be entertained, and if you're not entertained, then you're not gonna.
Yeah.
Interesting point from Kappa on the top there, Chris. If you could read that one.
Chris, I kind of have to disagree with the TIA comments. I think slowly the Tilton Alliance will achieve what they aim to do. Chris Mitchell has just said the Oxford game is a great example of how determined they are. After the 3 games, we are progressing each week. Made an opinion by Christmas.
Make an opinion.
Make an opinion by Christmas, or I wouldn't jump the gun so far.
Okay.
Can I quickly say, great show, guys. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, of course.
You don't get many comments.
Of course.
Is the Tilton Alliance that group in the Tilton?
In the front of the Tilton.
Because I actually thought I was at the Oxford game and I thought they did really well.
I could hear them on the radio on the Oxford game, and I was quite impressed. I thought, man, that sounds like there's a fair crowd at Blues. 7,000 there, and they're still at it, which is brilliant. Which is what you want. Yeah, you want your diehards, you want your hardcore. Again, for me, and I'll reiterate what I said last week, if they'd have chosen the block higher, right, that noise would echo so much more.
I don't think that.
I think you've got regular season holders.
What I'm saying is noise always sounds louder from the back of the stadium because it comes back off the roof. And I'm enjoying what they're doing. I'm loving
Capo's comment. I'd love the Tilton Alliance to work and to pay off. But in my opinion, with a ground of 15,000 people, I mean, their block, from where they are, they're going to sound loud because they're generating the noise.
Yeah.
The Cardiff game, I was on the halfway line on the Cop, and I couldn't hear them once in that first half. Yeah. But my point remains, I would love them to do well. You know, I would love the atmosphere to come back as it was, and I'd love for Blues to be a place that people fear coming because of the atmosphere. You know, they don't want to come because of the atmosphere.
I think
with 15,000 crowds,
yes,
I honestly don't think it's possible. But I'd love to.
So isn't it a good thing for the club to maybe think on filling the ground?
Absolutely,
whatever,
100%.
So instead of 30 quid a ticket, 20 quid a ticket, and how many would we have got? Another 5,000 in, maybe.
It's it's easy to say, but they obviously do their research, and they've got their budgets. They've got their budgets to say, if we get this many people in at this price, we make that, and so forth and so forth. But
yeah.
Ooh,
I think ELO's comment sums it up beautifully.
Yeah, I think he's spot on there. We won't discuss that one.
Worst show on earth.
What I don't understand, just on this quickly, is why Premier League clubs don't lower the ticket prices and focus on creating a better atmosphere there, because I think that
they fill grounds.
The one thing they don't need to do is attract people to the games,
because they've got enough money as it is.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's the Premier League. Everyone around the world would love to see the Premier League, especially live. So if a Albion fan of 40 years can't afford to pay 40 quid to go and see Liverpool at home, then a tourist from somewhere else will. And that's the stark reality of it. They'll lose that fan of 40 years because he can't pay to go anymore.
Great comment just come through from Chris Smith. Win, lose or draw, we'll sing till the end.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
the way forward.
Yeah.
That's the way forward.
I think just to wrap this up as well, John McDonnell says you can't buy the feeling of a good... I'm getting goosebumps thinking about a good keep right on with a full ground.
Yeah, slow version as well.
Slow version. And no clapping.
I know.
It's got to be la la la. God, that's another debate.
All right, got to say hello to Chris's other half, Abby, and Chris wants to. Well, he's already done it today. He's publicly thanked her for putting up with him being a constant Blues fan. So, Abby.
Oh, Chris Mitchell.
Yeah, Chris Mitchell. I beg your pardon.
Chris Mitchell. Chris Pugh.
No.
When did he get married?
Yeah, bless him and bless her as well for putting up with all that she does. Yeah. She's a football. Are they married then, pair? Are they married?
I thought they were.
Well,
I'm not wrong. Better not say anything.
No, better not say anything. But
she's put any ideas in their heads.
Yeah. Oh dear. Right. Okay. Potentially Shinny off to Hibernian.
Yes, on loan. I think. Yeah. He's just not going to get the game time, is he? I don't think. So, he was on loan last year at Rotherham, I think. So, if it gets him game time, it gets him scoring goals again, and good luck to him.
Did he do well when he got palmed off?
At Rotherham?
Yeah.
Not sure,
He
actually.
scored a few goals, didn't he?
I don't recall hearing much.
Okay.
But
I remember when Rat first took over here, and Shinny got a lot of games.
he did, yeah. He was a big
he was
part
actually,
of it, yeah.
He was
actually
doing all right,
much better in a central role than he was when he'd been played out left side midfield under Clark. So, maybe with a run of games at Hibernian.
Central midfielder played out of position, Shark under Clark. What? Surely not. What? Sorry. Move on.
Oh, really? So you think that'll be a good move for him?
Yeah. I hope it works out for him. He's Scottish anyway, so it'll be going back up to where he's used to. Yeah. And if it works, I think they're Championship, aren't they? Hibs still. So hopefully he'll get a good run of games up there.
Very, very good indeed. Are we heading towards half time? We've gone over the half time anyway, so we better take us a small break. And
should we finish these comments on the Tilton Alliance?
Yeah, by all means.
Okay, just finish that one off because I've got a load more. Yeah, okay.
Off you go, Mr. Brown.
Okay, fair play to the Tilton Alliance for what they are trying to do. Says Chris
Absolutely.
Redding, I think it is. If I am to sit on the fence, Tilton Alliance make noise. So do Block 11. What about the Cop? What about the main stand, paddocks, etc.? Everyone knows that Tilton will make the noise. It's getting everyone else involved.
Again, the difficulty is gaps.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when you're in that throng, when you're in that melee,
the paddock,
in the mosh pit,
if there's not many people in the paddock, then it's going to struggle to come round, and the same when you get up to block 39, and we won't go into that again, but yeah.
No.
I said there's a club in Holland, I can't remember the name, but they play the first line of the club's songs over the tannoy system to get the fans.
That's one thing that Blues have said they'd never do. They certainly don't. They're not. Well, they certainly weren't favourites of it a year or so ago when we made an inquiry. There's also
one from Cap underneath. So
there is another one as well.
So what the?
So what the Tilton Alliance... No,
Sorry.
What the Tilton Alliance aim to do is work in so far. They'll create an atmosphere at a game that they didn't have anyway, and it's worked, so it's a positive. I agree with that. Yeah, agree with that.
You know, I'm not telling them to stop. Certainly,
no. Nobody is. No, I mean, it's we want to get the place rocking again. To have that comment made by Alex Ferguson must have been a credit to the club and how its supporters were handling themselves. But again, there were very few gaps back then, were there?
None at all.
So if we get rid of the gaps, it will increase more.
If we get promoted, the gaps will go.
Yeah, and then the Tilton Alliance can do that. Yeah. I mean, I love seeing it. I love looking to my right the other day and seeing them all bouncing. I love it. I love being in the middle of it anyway. But I was with me lads. I had to be a little bit reserved. But credit to them for doing what they're doing.
Yeah. What we're going
I think we're going to leave that with. Well done, boys.
We'll have a quick 3 minutes break. Is that okay?
Welcome back to Monday night's Tilton Talk show with myself, Chris Pugh, Chris Brown, and our special guest tonight, Gabriel Sutton. Right, the second half. I like it. James Vaughan not available for selection tomorrow. Reportedly to have a leg muscle injury. But I've seen on quite a few places this afternoon rumours that somebody has come in for him.
He's another one that, unless, especially with Adams and Stewart coming in now, I think he's gone even further down the pecking order. But I mean, we've let quite a few strikers go, so are we going to let another one go and risk being short again, or?
Because that's what badly affected our season last year when Donaldson picked up that injury over in Jamaica, and we lost, I think, Cottrell at the same time, pretty much the same time. It kind of ripped the spine out, didn't it? Yeah. And we never kind of really recovered from it, I don't think.
It was that spell in February or March, and we did struggle without, Vaughan came in, but couldn't quite hit the heights that Donaldson did at the start of the year, but...
And he hasn't played that many times. He's been more of a substitute than a player. So.
I would be inclined, unless he's got something else in the pipeline, I'd be inclined to keep Vaughan just in case.
But we don't know what might or might not be in the pipeline.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really been too convinced by Vaughan since he's come in. I mean, he has got quite a bad injury record, and I'm not sure he's got the pace that I'd like from a striker.
But he's a Blues fan, and he'll work hard. That's the one thing you can guarantee, is that he will put a shift in. But yeah, the quality, clearly, no disrespect to him, but if Huddersfield are happy to get rid of him, then the quality isn't going to be there, I don't think, for when you're trying to push for top 10, top 6 positions.
And another position to discuss then is the left-back position, because Grounds is apparently not good enough to be number one for another season.
I mean, from what I've seen of Grounds,
I quite like him.
Yeah, I think he's a bit underrated. I think because he doesn't do what Cadiz does, which is go for the ball and run forward and show that sort of raw passion that we see from Cadiz. I think people think that he's not brave or doesn't show that he cares and that sort of thing, when actually I think that his positional sense is actually quite shrewd, and I feel like, given the amount of games that he's played for us when we've had a good defensive record, I think his contribution can be underrated.
I think you're right that our defensive record has been good, with Grounds in the side for most of it. I just don't think, when sometimes your face doesn't fit with fans, and I think fans wait for a mistake from him, and they'll pick it out every time. Sometimes it's not even his mistake, but they'll go for him specifically. But I mean, the left back, if he gets injured, then we are struggling for left back. So I think that's definitely a position, even for strengthening. That's definitely a position we should be looking at for the next, not necessarily for the next 2 weeks, because obviously we've got the loan market after that, but the transfer window is obviously for signing players, but the loan market will be open after that. You've got a couple of guys that I don't know what funds we've got available, but a couple of the Man United guys, Fosu Mensah and Borthwick Jackson. I don't think they're going to get much game time under Mourinho, and it might be worthwhile, just having an ask and saying, how much realistically of their wages would we have to pay for someone like that? Because if we're offering them first team football, that might be the only incentive they need.
Yeah, and Cadiz, what do you think is going on with Cadiz at the minute? Well, what we did, we put a questionnaire out to the we gathered kind of the admins together of many groups, and asked them if there was any questions for tonight's show.
Looking for a sense.
I won't come up with what's the score with Cadiz. So I don't know whether you have any thoughts on.
What do you think?
Last time I saw him, he was playing on the right wing against Oxford. I'm not sure whether there's been any news since then. But yeah, I think maybe Rowett's been considering the option of playing him further forward and have a more defensive right back in.
I think that's the thing. The defensive, the one thing fans like about if you've got a fullback that's willing to bomb on, then he'll please the fans, but he might not necessarily please the manager if he's bombing forward and leaving gaps behind. And I think Spectre is definitely a more defensive option than Caddis. He's taller than Caddis, which is another thing Rowett likes. From set pieces, Spectre's taller than Caddis. It's a tough one because obviously there's the emotional value of his goal at Bolton, which God knows where we'd be if he hadn't put that in. So he's always going to be in Blues fans' hearts for that. He always gives.
He's immortalised himself for that moment.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But at the moment, I think Rowett prefers Spectre at right wing, but at right back.
With Cogley as well.
Yeah, the kid come through. Cogley I think he played against Oxford, didn't he? And he played a lot of pre-season games. So I don't know. Is there a possibility of playing three at the back and having Caddis as a right wing back? But then you're messing around with the system that Rowett likes. So.
Yeah, I think
completely different topic. I've been asked to find out how high is the bungee jump. Do we know?
I don't. I will have a look. I'll have a look through Chris Pugh's notes
here.
We'll
have a look. While you're looking through, I'll just go through some of the chats. It's a long season with 2 or 3 injuries in the right areas. Vaughan may be required. That guy needs a little look, but he has shown his best when used wide late on in a game, said Blue Hopper. Yeah. You agree?
I think so. I think, as he says, 2 injuries to the strikers, and we are looking, weak again. So purely for the fact that I don't think we need to sell. So
no. One of Blue says that I'll be happy to finish mid-table above the Val and do the double over them. Anything else will be a bonus. There you go.
Well, my expectation is I'd be happy with mid-table, a cup run, and the development of some of the youngsters that we've got coming through. I think, given that we've not got the budget to compete with a lot of teams, I think that would be a decent season.
Yeah.
Because I miss seeing the likes of the Butland, Much, Redmond, all those players coming through the academy. I liked that about the team we had.
What's going on with the beard at Redmond as well?
I didn't see that.
It's just one of these fads these 20-year-olds are going through at the moment, isn't it?
20-year-olds.
We know I was a
damn 20-year-olds.
Never had beards in our day, did we, Chris?
Someone said Caddis was overweight in pre-season, so maybe it's that.
Yeah. Don't know who that someone might have been.
Yeah. Not one of her, but if he was, then he certainly didn't look it in the games he's played since pre-season. But
how heavy are you, Chris?
Roughly.
Question.
Roughly. Between
18, 19.
18.
I think I was 18.6 last time.
Okay.
Is this for medical?
I did say that.
There's a health warning notice on your bungee jump. I just want to go through a few pointers with you.
Good. Here we go.
If you have any of the following, you should seek medical advice before eventing. High blood pressure?
No.
Heart condition?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not yet.
Suffer from dizziness or epilepsy?
No. Go on,
not yet.
That's fine.
Am I definitely on the right show?
Yeah. Damage to neck, back, spinal column, legs or eyes? That rules me out.
Not yet.
Okay.
Dr. Nick.
Asthma?
Yes.
Ooh.
Let's not mention it then.
Pregnancy?
Not yet. No.
Not yet. Alcohol. If you appear intoxicated, you cannot event.
Oh dear. Oh no. That would be terrible, wouldn't it?
Medication? Are you on medication?
What medication?
Oh, that's what I'm asking. If you suffer from any of the above. Right, okay.
Medication.
No under 14s, that's you perfectly out. 14 and 15-year-olds, that's you out again. Eventers aged over 50, this is me and Chris, are required to have a doctor's certificate to say you comply with their insurance regulations.
There you go, so you could have done it.
Doctors did.
Glasses and hard contact lenses not to be worn.
Don't wear them.
If wearing boots, please be prepared to remove them. Maximum weight limit for a solo eventer is 18 stone 9.
She's close.
You may be down to your speedos, mate.
It's close.
We may have to rip you down to your speedos.
He'll just
have a haircut.
He'll just do it. His training hasn't begun yet.
Nothing to eat or drink in the morning.
It's going to have to be nothing to drink.
You're going to get the scales,
weeks, I think.
Weight harness fits a waist size of 40.
Yeah, I'm 38.
Yeah, I'm 38. You'll be all right. I'm sure you'll be all right. No, it doesn't say. I can't see anywhere in these terms and conditions.
Should we just say very high?
Yes, very high.
There you go.
Very high. I can't see anything anywhere that says how high it is, but I can only imagine that it's probably going to be, the average kind of church steeple height, I would have thought.
Yeah.
100 foot. Jumped off loads of church steeples.
In my day, while I was looking for lead. Warden Blue, there's a comment there, bungee jumping.
Yeah, he's not been allowed, has he?
I would fail it. I would fail the medical. 3 spinal operations. That's me out of it, innit? Someone.
The thing is, we put him forward to this, so are we sort of liable for anything?
No. It's now we're recording this live on air, and all liability is we take off all liabilities.
Yes.
Any liabilities are all self-induced, and they all belong to you. End of.
At the end of adverts, I say it really fast.
I haven't actually signed anything.
Have you got a confirmation email yet?
No.
I haven't had anything.
Oh, we really need to get hold of Charlie, get this sorted out, because
okay. Chris Beer is an alcoholic, and that is what will help him do the jump.
Blue Albert.
That's not specifically true. It's not true at all, actually. I don't very rarely drink.
When you do, what would you
drink? With that.
What would you drink when you do?
Is this the Tilton Talk show?
An interview. This is all about.
I feel like I'm Tom Ross last week.
This is all about the bungee jump. This is all about the bungee jump.
If I was to drink alcohol, what would be my drinking choice?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Pinot Grigio.
Oh, posh. Posh. I bet he gets out of the bath to have a piddle in the sink. All right, okay. A little bit of fun on Facebook this morning with the Tilton Alliance boys, and I did ask permission if I could use some of these. And the question was basically, tell us your funny stories about things that have happened to you at Blues. So we'll start off in the room. Gabriel, have you a funny story that you could comment on? What's your most funniest moment at St Andrews?
Just trying to think. What happened? There was a time when Brighton had a goalkeeper. It was Kushak, who now plays for us, and he spilt the ball into the Brighton goal for an equaliser quite late on. And the Blues fans started singing "It's All Your Fault." They were pointing at him singing that. That's a bit harsh.
That's harsh, isn't it?
I wonder if he remembered that when when Rowett came to sign him.
Probably. What about yourself, Chris?
Oh my word! At St Andrews,
at football.
Probably the first season in the Premier League, and I think it was Newcastle at home. Was it the first or second season? Might have been the second season, actually. Newcastle at home, and I broke my ankle, so I was on crutches. I was up in my season ticket seat in the Kop, quite high up. So I obviously sat there, crutches on the floor. We're getting ready to go. We always walk to the edge of the aisle as the board goes up, and it's 1-1 and that. I'm sure it was Stern John scored a last minute winner.
It was the equaliser, I think.
Was it an equaliser? And so we're there. I'm there with me crutches at the end of the aisle, and he scores the winner. So being picked up by all and sundry, and my crutches ended up about 8 rows before. So I was stuck in the aisle until someone could pass me the crutches back. Probably that.
Mr. Brown.
It's all fun.
I can remember in early 70s when we played Celtic, friendly on the night. A lot of Celtic fans, I think it was about 8,000 or so, in a 14,000 crowd. And I remember a Celtic fan on the Kop with a huge giant flag, and he had this great big flag on a pole, and he was wearing a kilt, and that's all he was wearing.
Ah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Okay.
Wouldn't have been great if the wind had sort of
No.
blown.
There was quite. It's been quite responsive actually. There's some brilliant stories. Some that I remember. Some obviously that I weren't there, so I weren't aware of. One here from Luke Hagendaz. 2009 Blues versus Wolves 2-0. Someone in the Tilton did a conga, which stretched all the way to the cop corner before the police blocked us off. Funny memory from me. Broke my wrist against West Brom. This is Rachel Seaman. Police weren't allowed to get to me, so the crowd parted so I could walk past. The next comment was, "Are you Moses in disguise?" See, this is what we have. We, irrespective of whether anything, what Birmingham City fans have is a brilliant sense of humour. And to be so downbeat the other night when we got beat against Oxford, and then the following day to be so upbeat because them had lost to Luton Town.
Yeah.
It was just like a tale of two. It was weird, seeing all the negativeness on the one day, and then everybody on such a high the following day. It's like, that's just how we do it, though, isn't it? Michael Quinn. When we played Stoke at 11:30 a.m. on a Sunday, standing in block 39, when it was cool, we scored. I slipped and broke the chair.
That was a horrible one. That weren't long ago, was it? McSheffrey, in the McSheffrey days, I think that 11:30 kick-off, that was ridiculous.
Was that all? I don't know.
12 o'clock kick-offs are bad enough.
Yeah.
Why it had to be 11:30?
What was that against?
Stoke, I think.
Stoke.
Yeah.
Wasn't Coventry, was it? They played Coventry.
That was a similar one as well, I think. Yeah.
And the Villa played Villa as well. That was silly time.
I think they're always 12.
It's always
yeah.
going to be
22,000
12. That's always going to be all army leave cancelled, isn't it, across the country? Sean Wallace, sprinklers came on against West Ham during the game about 5 years ago. I remember seeing that one on TV. Partway through the game, yeah.
The lights going off's always good as well, isn't it? When the floodlights go off, that's a crowd.
Yeah.
Tom Richmond, as a 16-year-old, I remember being wrestled to the ground by a randomer in celebration when Martin scored the winner. I was row 2 behind the goal. I think that probably happened to all of us at some point, didn't it? As a Sutherland, Blues versus Wolves was 0-0. Can't remember what year, but We Don't Care About Carson song was fairly new. Some random guy in Block 7 started singing, "We don't care about breakfast, we don't care about lunch, all we care about is what's for our tea." Crack me up. It was a boop game anyway, so it was probably the only highlight.
It's a stupid humour that's really a sort of like
love it. I love the randomness of it. Yeah.
So we were stupid.
What's the capo one on the show bar?
I remember being tamed with a Chucky mask on and a big flagpole with a Blues flag on it running around the Tilton with people singing "Chucky is a Blue Nose." Apparently I might remember that very well. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, there's quite a few on here. I can't read them all out because we don't have time, but we'll just do a few more. I wish I brought my glasses with me.
Try these.
No, they're even worse, Chris. Yeah. Alan Maynard, we were on the cop at Hillsborough and my mate's dad got hit on the head by a flying turnip in 1972.
That's made up.
British football in the 1970s summed up in one sentence.
If I can put that, we always used to take vegetables with us.
Brilliant. Next time anybody tells me they long for football of the 1970s again, I'll just remind them of that comment.
We always took vegetables. 7 or 8 away matches in the trot where you had to wear something your mum wore.
Yeah.
We did look strange.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah, but cauliflowers are the best because they kind of exploded on people's heads. All the florets going all over the place.
It's a good one, though, taking the vegetables.
But the turnips are hard, isn't it?
At least they've gone for the healthy option.
5 a day.
Could have cooked it first.
What have you found?
Season it a bit.
Oh dear me.
Sitting down in silence any day.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's right, being a critique.
I remember getting pelted with coins at Upton Park in the semi-final in the league, and this one Blues fan picking up all the 50 pences.
That was me.
that funded the station.
It might have been Dennis, actually. Yeah.
That was one of the, when goals go in, and you see the you're involved as a fan away from home, and you jump up and down with the crowd. I think that was one of the that Ridgewell goal away at West Ham. I don't think I've ever been thrown about. The amount of people jumping and being passed around everywhere. That was crazy. That goal was that Ridgewell goal.
Yeah,
the scenes in the away end when that went in was unbelievable. Fantastic. That was.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Jack Norton, Peter Enkelman. That just says it all, doesn't it?
What more do you need to say?
You don't need to say any more, do you? It's just a perfect comedy moment.
Thomas Sorensen, you could have said. So many, isn't there?
The Blue Hobbit also says loads of very funny moments with Blues, but nothing compares to the Enkelman moment.
No, nothing.
It will always be immortalised as the Enkelman moment.
This is a funny one as well. Many years ago, I remember seeing a Blue Nose Fried throwing sandwich and hitting a dingle on the side of the face and just sticking there.
You've missed it all, Mr. Pugh.
Yeah,
you've missed all the fun.
Such devastation missing all this. Yeah. Think of all the fun I could have had.
Oh dear. Alex Andrew Hans McSheffrey giving the ref a yellow. Don't remember that one, do you? I don't remember that one.
I do.
Oh yes,
I do.
Yeah, I do remember that one.
Was it all in jest? I take it.
I think so. Yeah, I think because he dropped his card or something, and then I remember actually at Newcastle, Alan
Savage.
Shearer. Yeah, to hit Robbie Savage. Yeah,
but Savage got the elbow as well. He got elbowed by the referee up at Newcastle.
But will anything ever beat the coffin?
Well, again, that's got to be right up there, hasn't it? The coffin's got to be right up there. Do you know somebody was even
wasn't at St Andrews?
Somebody was talking to me about it again the other day.
Yeah.
Stopped me and asked me all about the coffin.
And there's the Chucky photo.
There's the Chucky photo. Oh golly, he is tiny there, isn't he? Bless him.
Frightening.
Show the viewers on Facebook.
Still ugly as well.
FA Cup against Swansea when the player knocked the corner flag over and spent ages trying to put the flag on the top and just gave up by just putting it like laying it down. They can carry on without a corner flag, can they? I think that's against the rules. Falling down, this is Dale Johnston falling down 6 rows of stairs at Hillsborough on Boxing Day and missing the old game because I was like this, and there's a picture of him absolutely and completely utterly comatose on 3 chairs. It looks like me on the back of on the bus on the way back.
James Totty said big shout out to Chris Pugh, my big bro.
He actually is my little bro as well.
Bless.
Thanks for tuning in, James.
Bless.
He's lives in Scotland as well, so he's our official Greg Stewart reporter.
Can we have a fans club up there?
I think he said he's got a wicked left foot on him, Greg Stewart, the new signing. So that was his official word.
Rated, I tell you.
For me, some of my favourite moments has got to be that miserable grass bank at Wigan when I think we needed to win the game to go up as champions. And we only managed to draw, and I bought a badge outside which said Birmingham City Champions 19 whatever year it was, and we never I've still got that badge to this day. But that grass bank, there was a storm, and that grass bank, it was just 45 degrees of grass. There was no steps in it, no nothing. And you either stood up or you fell down. And 90% of the Blues fans, we made it into a mudslide. And we've got to drive home, right? And we were covered it, and then we were just doing the conga around the ground.
I'd be interested to ask,
how was the game? What was your tactical analysis of the game?
I'd never seen so much rain, kid. We were enjoying ourselves. We were promoted. Who cared? It was a party.
But I was going to say, when was the last time Blues were actually promoted comfortably? Because we had the Barry Fry.
We never promoted comfortably.
We don't do anything comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, because the last 3 promotions that we've had, we had one on 4. One under Barry Fry where we were promoted on the last day at Huddersfield. Then we went up.
That was a good one.
Then we went up via the playoffs against Norwich. Then again, the ones under Bruce and McLeish, they were all last couple of matches of the season.
The McLeish one was Reading away, wasn't it?
Yeah, last game.
We were home to Preston, and if we'd have won that, we'd have gone up, and we were 1-0 up with about 5 minutes left and ended up losing 2-1. So we had to go to Reading. And
I'm sure in the 70s we had one like at Leyton Orient where, we
I think the Orient one was where we stopped up, or was that Norwich? Ooh, can't remember.
Not sure. Where Millwall fans actually sort of went to the game between Orient and Blues, I think.
That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. A couple more come in.
Was it when David Gunn tried that kick from the wrong foot and fell over against the bar?
Funny moment.
The Rabona.
I remember sitting on Mr. Brown's shoulders when I was younger and getting pushed forward when standing was allowed. I ended up about 25 foot in front of him, travelling on people.
It's strange though, isn't it, Chris? Because people never used to get hurt. You know what I mean? There was never like lines of St John's ambulancemen taking all these people out. Yeah. And the surges, them forward surges were brilliant. They were just brilliant.
I can remember against Huddersfield, really, truthfully, not touching the floor.
Oh yeah,
for a whole 90 minutes. 52,000 not touching the floor. They just moving around.
You never used to touch the floor going out of the exit at the top of the Tilton as well. That's the little square. You just, as a kid, you'd just climb up to your feet, and you just go, and until you got out onto the middle of the Coventry Road, you just gradually come back down again.
I suppose being devil's advocate, that kind of thing was what led to the Hillsborough disaster as well.
That, and also obviously many other things, but Simon Neal singing "We'll Meet Again" to the West Ham fans as we relegated from the Prem 2-2 for the last game of the season. That's always going to be harsh, and it's harsh, isn't it? Especially when you're away and you've got a long journey back.
Stephen BCFC said, I took my girlfriend a few years ago when we were playing Nottingham Forest, and it was icy. I fell down the stairs. It was very embarrassing. It was okay. I'm not sure whether it was him or his girlfriend. I don't know.
A guy called Paul Mills, this is quite a good one. When I used to cover games for Hospital Radio, I once sat next to Pat Murphy of 5 Live. He was reporting on the game and missed a goal because he was reading out something about cricket at the time, and he had to depend on me to describe what had just happened. How good is that? I like that. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Oh dear me. Me, my dad, and everybody in the Tilton giving Collymore his comeuppance when Fulham came to us. 2-2 it finished, and Lazar putting in an amazing free kick in the Tilton cracking day. Another funny one for me was Oxford away. I think I've mentioned this on the show before, when one of our supporters was scaling the floodlights, and all the Blues fans are just looking up, pointing up at him, singing, "The Blues are going up, the Blues are going up."
Is that against Shrewsbury?
Oxford, I think it was. Oxford.
Oh right,
I'm sure it was Oxford. I may be wrong, Chris. You know what my memory's like. And he subsequently fell off and broke his leg. On the way down. So
there you go. That sums up Blues, doesn't it? You might be going up at some point, but pretty soon you'll be coming back down with a bang.
I've got one where the season we were promoted under Bruce, 06-07 I think it was, and we lost 3-1 at home to Southend. And when we went to 1-0 up, I said to my dad, "There's only going to be one winner now." And we ended up.
Is that televised, that one?
Not sure.
And that shower of tea, you wouldn't remember the shower of tea.
No. Another one I'm really disappointed to have missed though, by the sound of things.
Chris, you wouldn't remember the shower of tea. Not the urn, but the shower of tea. Okay. You'd purchase your tea out of this urn, which was probably scaled up to the absolute back teeth with every kind of bacteria you could ever possibly wish to imagine. Right, and it'd lift a little handle out to come your cup of tea. But it could serve some pretty rapid cups of tea out of this thing. It was condensed milk as well. Condensed milk. And of course, on a winter's day, everybody having cups of tea.
I like the way you say condensed milk as though it's a good thing.
Evaporated.
All these things you're saying are terrible things that shouldn't be anywhere near football.
And of course, you could serve the front of the cop, and then there was somebody walking around at and everybody would have the cups of tea. And if the Blues scored, everybody's cup of tea went up in the air, and everybody got showered in tea back in the day. But
fantastic.
Great times them were. Great times.
I love getting showered in hot.
Sitting on the touchline. Do you remember that?
I have done a few times.
On the front gate. Yeah. Actually, that many kids there. Let the kids sit.
Just lift them over. Yeah.
Lift them over, and they'd all sit on a yard or so from the touchline.
And blokes used to take crates in with them, boxes.
Yes. So you could stand up. You could stand up higher and see the game. Yeah.
Actually, they still do that down the speed.
If you were small in persuasion, then you'd be on a crate of Ansells, me lad. That's everything good about the game, Chris.
Yeah, everything good about it.
Take away all these chairs and concourses.
Nobody remembers anything about the football whatsoever. They just remember that you stood on a crate.
Well, the football was a different kind of football. It was a proper ball for a start, right? We played on mud.
Again, not a great thing.
No.
Really not a great thing.
But it was an equal. It was equal.
Yeah.
It was as hard for the away team as it was for the home team. So, equal footing, I say.
Yeah, and as Tom said, he reminded me last week of those two white speakers with the cones on down the bottom. Yeah, that was brilliant. I brought back a memory. That was good stuff. Well, that's been a funny 15 minutes or so.
Have we given a shout out to Gabriel's what's
Football Lab?
No,
Football
not yet.
Lab. We
We're
haven't
just
done
coming
that.
on to that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
It's all right. Just
Okay.
keep
Jump the gun.
Condense
keep
it,
the running
yeah.
order. We'll keep the running order going, shall we?
Yeah.
Hello, Gabriel.
Hello, Nick. Yeah, you can have a look at it if you just search on the internet the Football Lab, and it'll be the first thing that comes up. Basically, I try and provide in-depth coverage on all the 92 clubs, and I'm really pleased with the views that it's got over the last couple of years. So if you could have a look at that, that'd be great.
What
So
is
what's
the
it
address for it?
It's www.thefootballlab.co.uk with 2 L's in the URL.
How long did it take to get all analysis on all 92 clubs?
Well, it's a very extensive piece of work. I mean, I've had to do, certainly for the lower leagues, a lot of research on forums and looking at sort of videos on YouTube and that sort of thing, various research things. So it's been quite a big project for me, but I feel like some of the lower league clubs aren't given as much coverage as maybe they deserve. So that's one of the things that I've tried to look at.
And where do you hope to be with it, say 2 years down the line?
Well, I hope that as many people as possible can have an interest in it, and it becomes something that's sustainable work-wise.
So you actually want to make a career out of it?
Yeah, that's my aim.
Yeah. And have you put yourselves any plans down? At that time I want to be there. At that time I want to be there.
Nothing as specific
I'm good.
as
I'm
that.
glad. 'Cause the greatest of plans can always be changed, my friend. The greatest of plans can always be changed.
Football Lab, a great
Lee Clark
read.
will tell you that.
There you go. Football,
great
a
lead.
great read.
Cheers.
So yeah, can you give us the URL again? Because I'll
Yes, www.thefootballlab.co.uk, but make sure to put 2 L's in the URL.
So it's not 3 L's, football, and then lab. It's football with
football.
1 L, and then lab with 1 L.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's a bit I didn't quite grasp the first time round.
Super Six.
Super Six. What happened, Mr. Pugh?
What a great week.
Huh?
It was turning out ever so nicely.
You actually did do it then.
Oh, I did do it.
Because me and Chris were having a conversation. Chris said, I don't think Chris has done it this week.
think I did.
No, I did. No, I'm afraid.
But then I had to tell Chris, I said, well, Sharon, when we was in the pub earlier, we were
Disaster.
working in the pub. I said, she saw him with the score. I said, so he's
No,
definitely done
I
it.
did definitely have. I think I had about 9 at one point. I had Middlesbrough to win 1-0, so I was getting 5 for that. Palace 0-0 I had, so I had 5 for that for a long while. So I was going ever so well. And then last 10 minutes all killed me, so disappointing.
Then
It's tough at the start of the season though. It's,
I was on 17
It's
points
tough.
at one time. 17
I don't like to look at. I mean, I looked at half time. I think it was. I looked, but I don't like to look at it really in the game because then you get
disappointed.
Yeah. Well, if you've got loads of points and then you see the scores at the end and so
That's true.
you might as well just have a look at the end because you can't change it halfway through anyway. So
No, you can't. Leagues, Tilton Talk.
A good evening, Alex, said Alison. Chris.
good evening,
Do you know
Alison.
You're a fan club tonight, kid.
Chilton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slim and Waterman.
God, it's a Chris Pugh fan club, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it was in an interview earlier on, so
Should
I
we
might
just
as well
call it-
get all my.
Chris Pugh's
Almost.
Tilton Talk, shall we?
I think we're going to change the theme tune, aren't we, Chris, at some point?
We are going to have a new theme. tune, yeah.
We'll make sure that we mention the words in the new tune for Chris Pugh fans.
Yeah.
I'll try and get your autograph afterwards.
Yeah, it'll cost you.
Okay,
Commodity.
first up with 23 points currently on Super 6 is Craig Masters. Well done to you.
That's
Stephen
good,
Cale,
after
well done to you on 22. Coming down, Blue Hobber, 18. Christina just behind you with 16. Chris Brown with 15.
Oh,
Ollie Osborne with 11. Daniel Bishop 13. Oh God, My Sharon 13.
What?
I've got to go to view more before I come to me and you, mate. This is embarrassing.
It's miserable, that is.
It's miserable beyond words, my
Yeah.
friend. Miserable beyond words. And what I can say is that Sharon hasn't cheated. She hasn't had any help this time round so far. Okay? Me on 21 with 9 points.
Oh, I was gonna
21st,
say.
sorry, with 9 points. You're one behind me on 22nd with 8 points. Then comes my son Luke with 7. Yeah. Okay. We need to up the game, mister.
I need to sort it
I
out.
can't have Sharon beating me because that's all I've heard
Big
of for all
time.
week.
Do you know what
She's
it
been
is?
showing people.
Do you know what it is? Who's winning? Ray? Is Ray near the top?
He's
Ray-
always near the top.
Ray
He's
Albers
always
7th.
near the top.
7th.
Yeah.
And Ray's been reading the football lab, and I haven't. We need to read the football lab before we do our
Strategy.
predictions.
Or you
Strategy.
just need to chat to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we know anybody who's involved with the football lab,
That would be great. There's only 2 hours in the URL as well.
That's true, yeah. so if we can find that person and
person
delve into their vast knowledge,
If that
then
person
I
could
might
get in
start
touch with
picking
the
up on. I might get a bit better than with 0 points.
Oh, I'm not going to read any more from the Chris Pugh Appreciation Fund.
Oh, go on, keep it coming,
no.
keep it coming.
Just to let everybody
Come
know.
on, I want to hear it.
Just to let everybody know.
Apparently
It's
you're a legend.
Oh, that is too kind. Who's
you're sitting in Tom's chair, you see.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened to the
It's the
rant?
Legends chair. It's the chair of Legends.
Chris wrapped up.
I mean-
No rant.
Do you know what?
Or was there one?
Do you know what? After the England debacle, I said that I was going to do a rant on that, but it literally could have lasted half hour.
Oh, right.
So we might
Save it.
we might have to portion it out a little bit, but I'll try and think of one for next week.
Okie dokie. All right, not too late to join the Super 6. Get on it. Are you on our Super 6?
I'm not, no.
You're very welcome to join it. Tilton Talk Super 6.
Can't ask him. He'll jump ahead of us.
wow.
We need him for ours.
Oh, is it him?
I think so.
Oh, with the 2 L's.
I want to give other people a chance.
Right, okay. Well, we're going to be back next Monday. It's a couple of minutes past 9. Chris Pugh, thanks ever so much. We'll be a week nearer the bungee jump next time we meet.
Can't wait.
I may see you at the Wolves game. I don't know. Obviously, depending on
I'll have a wander around. See if I
times
can
and this,
see
that, and the
anyone.
other. Gabriel, thanks ever so much for coming in.
Not at all.
Give us that URL again
www.thefootballlab.co.uk.
with 2 L's.
Yeah.
Marvellous. Get on it and have a read. Mr. Brown, thanks for being on Buttons once again. Thanks to all our Facebook viewers, our listeners. Without you, we're absolutely nothing. And I just, from my part of the show tonight is just get together, people. Everybody. Each and every single one. No infighting, no backbiting, no bitching. Get along and get the job done. We're there to do our bit for our football club. This has been the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by the Yellow Group, and we will see you back here next Monday. Good luck to the Blues tomorrow at Wigan, and of course the big one, the Ding Dong Dingle Derby on Saturday. See you all there. I'll be at the George at some point.
Cheers,
Good
guys.
night.
All right.
We'll support you till